Hello. Of course, right as I start recording, my throat makes a weird noise. um, it's kind of weird because, like I said when I first started, that I wasn't sure how often I would be updating this, and here I am, third day in a row recording a video. I think it's just the timing of how things fell. But, I don't know. I was thinking a little bit today, well, last night and today, about my why. So, when I was in one of my early videos, I think it was actually my first one, I was talking about how you should always have a why in when you're working out. Like obviously, like having a weight goal is good, but having other goals is going to help you achieve that. Is going to help you like to continue working out if you can actively like see yourself getting closer to your goal, if you can actively like realize you can achieve certain things outside of just like, oh, I just want to hit a number on the scale, then I think that that's a really important thing to help maintaining health, and to help maintain a certain level of fitness. And I was just kind of thinking about this because I'm a little bit of a nerd. So I was thinking about like body types and like physiques that people try to achieve and all that kind of stuff. And I was kind of thinking of it in the context of like elves versus dwarves. I know that sounds like kind of dumb and nerdy, but I thought it was kind of funny when I was thinking about it because like when I was younger, I really wanted to be an elf. After I saw Lord of the Rings, like I just thought they were like these tall and beautiful ethereal things. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I don't know, man. I was always happiest when I was like embodying the idea of like a dwarf. And when I say that, I mean like I'm kind of short and stocky already. And I was always happiest when I was like strong and I could show my strength and I could like do certain things because of my strength. I had talked before about like I could bench press just shy of 120, and I could, do a bunch of push ups and all this kind of stuff, even though I was a little heavy for my age. And I just kind of, I realized that that's like, oh, that's very much like the fantasy dwarf thing of like, you're not there to be like tall and skinny and beautiful. You're there to be like strong and powerful. And maybe that's like a weird way to think about things, but I don't know. That's just kind of, that's the kind of body, I guess, that like if I had to be like, oh, what's my ideal body? I kind of feel like that would be more of like the ideal, to be like able to do a lot with the physique that I have. It's less about like it's less about looking a certain way and more about what can I physically accomplish. And I think maybe that's going to be healthier for me in the long run, because I think about before when like I tried to lose weight in the past, it was because I wanted to like look a certain way and have a certain physique and fit into a certain size pair of jeans or something like that. But instead, if I want to just work towards having a certain ability, like being capable of a certain, I'm not saying this very well. If I focus instead on physical goals as far as like being able to do certain things, kind of like I was saying in a previous video, the weight is going to be a byproduct. Like the weight loss is going to be a side effect of that. But I'll have something more substantial that I can hold on to. Last night I walked, there's a flight of stairs in my city, that goes from like the underside of an overpass to the top part of an overpass. And it's pretty tall. You can see it on my Instagram. And I went with my brother and I was talking to my brother about it, and he said that he thinks it's probably equivalent to about 2 or 3 flights of stairs. So when you think about it, I walked that 5 times. So that means I walked 10 to 15 flights of stairs. And I like semi-jogged part of it. And granted, I didn't do all of those like back to back. But still, like, that's an accomplishment to be able to say that I did that when there was a time in my life when I wouldn't have even tried. Like there was a point where I was like, I just physically can't do all this stuff. I'm not even going to try. And I would kind of shoot myself down before I even gave it a shot, because I just looked in the mirror and I just saw like a blob, and I realized that I was very weak. And so it was like, I would just talk myself down and be like, well, I can't accomplish that, so I'm not even going to try. And that was such a sad place for me to be, you know? I don't know. I want to be able to like mark the physical accomplishments that I can have. I think that's why I'm working right now towards being able to run a mile, being able to do a push-up, being able to do a pull-up, because those are physical things that like I can accomplish. And then I can even set a goal beyond that, you know, like once I can do 1 push-up, then I can work on doing 5 push-ups, then I can work on doing 10 push-ups. If once I can do a pull-up, I can work on doing 5 pull-ups and 10 pull-ups. Once I run a mile, I can work on running 2 miles. I can work on running 5 miles. I can work on, you know, like, I could potentially someday go on a run with one of my friends who's run marathons, you know, but it all has to start with the little things. It all has to start with not shooting myself in the foot right away by saying I can't. And the one thing that, like, I've really been trying to do when I go on workouts with my brother, because there was a day there was a day when he would invite me to come along with him, and he would say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and I would just say, "I can't do that." And he would just like, he would be very encouraging, but I would just say, "No, I physically can't do that." And I wouldn't even try, you know, if he did 10 of something, I wouldn't even try to do 1. I would just say I can't. And the one thing that I'm really trying to do now is, if I see something that seems really insurmountable, if I see something that seems like, oh my God, I don't know if, even just looking at it, like when I went over to those stairs yesterday, and I'm like standing at the bottom and I look up, it looks like, I don't know if anyone's seen the the one like meme online where it's like almost like a straight incline of just stairs up into wherever, and it's like covered in ice and whatever. And it's just like the stairs to my financial stability, health and well-being, and mental stability. And it's just covered in ice. It's like I had a flash to that, because it's just like these stupid high stairs. Like, it almost felt like a movie where you see somebody like looking up and they're just like, oh God. And I could have said no. I could have said, nope, I can't do this. I'll do something else while you do this. But I gave it a shot. And I did it 5 times. And granted, like, it was a struggle. It was definitely a struggle, especially that last one. And I was not going fast on that last one. I was quite literally, part of the way up, I was literally like clinging to the rail and like pulling myself up the last few steps. But I did it. I did it. And I would have never gotten to 5 if I had never even tried 1. And that was kind of big for me. And that was something that kind of sat with me of like, how many opportunities have I missed out on? How many, I guess, things have how far could I have been now if I had just tried one? You know, not even just in fitness, but in so many things in my life. You know, I set these goals that seem really insurmountable for me for a lot. And then I give up really fast. At least in some things, you know. Because I bite off so much more than I can chew, and it's something I can't keep up with. And it's like, but what if I just focused on doing one? And how far would I go if I just did one? And one thing I noticed when I was going up those stairs is like, I wasn't constantly like looking at the top of the stairs, trying to reach the top of the stairs and saying, you know, like, oh God, I have so much more left. You know, I've got 3/4 of the stairway left, you know. I would kind of just look at the stairs that were right in front of my face, or like there were, I'm trying to remember if it was 2 or 3 platforms on the way up the stairs. It was like I would just look at the stairs right in front of me, or I would look at the next platform, and it would be like, I don't have to look at getting to the top of the stairs right now. I just have to reach the stairs that are right in front of me. You know, you don't take a single step and reach the top of the staircase. You just have to get up the stairs in front of you and keep doing that. And I don't know, I feel like if I kind of keep that mentality going forward of like, I don't have to leap the mountain right now, you know. I don't have to be Superman. I don't have to leap entire buildings in a single bound. I don't, you know, have to cut all of the sugar out of my diet. I don't have to, you know, lose 30 pounds in 30 days. I don't have to, you know, like do all this crazy stuff. I just, you know, I don't have to try and like, I don't have to try and accomplish all of my physical goals right now. I just have to focus on the stairs in front of me. I just have to focus on the goals in front of me. And I think that that's what's going to really get me through this, is just focusing on doing my stuff every day. Focusing on doing something every day. And try to work out, like, try to add more big workouts as I go. But just getting it done. Just one step at a time. And someday I'm gonna look behind me and see an entire staircase. And maybe that's corny to say, but that's, if it's an apt metaphor, I'll use it. Yeah. I didn't really have much to say other than just me kind of rambling about this, but yeah. Anyway, happy Friday, and I hope you guys, I hope you guys are able to accomplish your steps too. Take care.